Hi everybody, my name is Sally and this is my craft room. Today I'm just going to show you a quick tour of my craft room. Since I just started this channel, thought it might be nice to introduce you to me. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you my craft room. Okay, so this is kind of a wide view of my craft space. It's a little overwhelming, but it's pretty organized. I can usually find everything I need fairly quickly. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I've got here. I took one of our guest rooms in our home. We just moved down here about a year ago from Washington State to Arizona. And I love it here, by the way. The weather's amazing. So I'm just going to kind of point out some things. Behind the door, I have all of my vinyl storage. These are basically, they are just bag holders from IKEA they're originally intended to have like the plastic grocery bags in them, but they work really good for vinyl storage. I hung them on the wall, and on the left side is all of my regular vinyl, and on the right side is the HTV, or the heat transfer vinyl. And then we have my closet, which I turned into more workspace. I built the desk, installed it in the closet, and it's very overpacked at the moment. You'll notice I have a lot more stuff than I have room for, but I have ideas and plans to fix that situation, and I'll kind of explain that here in a minute. But I've got my blank hats for doing custom hats for orders. I have vinyl storage there also. Those are the bigger rolls that don't fit in the little ones. And I have all those 4-cube things there. My paint section and my laptop, just kind of, that's my main workstation. I sit there most of the time working just because everything is super within reach. I've got all of my blanks. You can see, like, I've got some blank wood rounds here and some little blank cutouts there, and just all my basic stuff. My Cricuts. I do have two. My daughter bought me my very first Cricut for Christmas one year, and I absolutely have fallen in love with it. And then my husband bought me the Maker a couple years later, and I do use them both frequently, so I love them. And then I have more of the tools and stuff that I need over here. This one's kind of more of installing hardware on signs, and the heat press. I've got my mini press there too, my Sawgrass for sublimation. I do use the toaster oven when I do my sublimation for cups, just because I find that I like the results better than the heat press. A lot of people have different opinions on that, but that's just my own personal opinion. Up here I've got stuff that I use sometimes, but not as frequently, like alcohol inks and whatnot. I'm not very fluent in that kind of stuff. It's just something I like to play with sometimes. So I'll probably do a video on alcohol inks so we can both figure out how to do it together. Might be kind of fun. All of the, like, some of the paints and adhesives and whatnot I use. Completed rounds that are waiting to get the hardware on them to be sold. Extra wood that I'm waiting on. And I do a lot of screen printing also. I will show you a couple videos on that at some point. But I've got like t-shirt forms for doing videos. A lot of my screen printing stuff is kind of in there. So as you can see, I've got a lot of extra stuff. We're double stacked here. That thing pulls out and there's a whole bunch of stuff under there also. My work computer. We are kind of double stacked. So my thoughts is I'm going to take this space, which acts as my second guest room at the moment, and I'm going to put a Murphy bed in. That way I can utilize all of the floor space here with another like cutting table that will be on wheels that can kind of fold down and roll out of the way so that the bed can come down. But this wall is going to have a bed that comes down and 2 bookshelves on either side. So I think that will add additional storage, but also still have the capacity to act as a guest room. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of my craft room. Any questions, suggestions, or any other things, please don't feel free to comment. I'm going to pause this here and flip you around. Thanks for watching. I am so glad that I was able to show you a little tour of my craft room. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, crafts projects you'd like me to try, feel free to drop it in the comments. I will be looking at them and trying to respond as I see them. Again, thank you so much for coming along with me on this tour of my craft room, and I look forward to doing some crafts with you. Thanks for hanging out with me in my craft room. Join me next time on my craft room for patriotic-inspired firecrackers.